we have the old bricks, and those old bricks have come from the factories and old buildings, and they have names from the United Kingdom, and they also have names from Scotland. So it's of great interest to people. Oh, I live near that place, and so on and so forth. But all the statues are very old. I brought them in from Italy, and then some I've acquired locally and from other countries. And the chairs are from reclamation yards and so on. And I was very, very lucky to get an old statue of Nelson, because Barbados had the first Trafalgar Square in the world in Bridgetown, which is now changed, and Nelson has got to the museum. But in this garden, we now have Horatio Nelson. We don't have a Trafalgar Square yet, but you can get really close up to Horatio Nelson, and we all know who he was and is in the world's history. And so it's a great thing to have that in the garden, that statue. And of course, I've got my cats that walk around, and they are very well trained, so they don't interact too much with the birds. And guess what we have? Coming through, we have the African green monkey from time to time. Don't encourage it. It's not an area we feed monkeys, so they do suddenly appear. And that's the thing about this garden. You never know what to expect or what you're going to get out of it. But the nice thing about it is you just come and sit. And you take in the moment that's happening at the time in your life and what's happening around you. We play very nice, soft, classical piano, and it's usually Chopin. And that too adds to the atmosphere, I think, of moving around the garden. Kind of fascinating to watch. When the rain falls on this leaf, they dip and they throw the water off. So suddenly when it rains, they nod. And they're like nodding donkeys, throwing the water off. So you can imagine if you have a hard shower, the whole plant's doing this. Oh, it's grand. And here, very nice caladium. Bit of a dry leaf there needs coming off. And another one. Yeah. So 20% of plants are indigenous, and including the big cathedral palms. Some people call them cabbage palms, some people call them royals. But the ones I have here are very tough and very good inheritance. Because what they do is they throw the big palm leaves off, and then what it means is that the trunk being rounded, the wind can't knock them over. So that's great. And from time to time we have little performances with people singing, opera in the garden, or playing an instrument. So it's all very exciting, and a little bit of a challenge. We have some steps, but I am in my 80s, and I think I'm okay. So I'm sure that, with a cane, and we have handrails, so you can just hold on to them and just enjoy. This is so delightful when the drops of water with a little bit of sunlight are on these leaves. Oh, it's just so yummy. They're like little diamonds. We're coming through the area with, again, more seats to sit and relax. And we're coming through the area with the heliconia called rostrata. This is coming to the end of its flowering session, but there is one. And there's another one in the middle there. But normally this is full of those marvelous flowers. But now they're saying goodbye, and we are ready for January next year. Oh, this one is superb. This is Alpinia purpurea, or Hawaiian ginger. And they're always glorious. They put one flower out to start with, and then these are the new plants. And the new plants are flowering on the old plants. So we got masses of color here now. And back here, oh, this is so grand. Oh, I love this. Now here's our big sign with all the different plants of the garden, and so you can look at that, and then your list that you get when you enter, they have the names, so you can easily find out, because we don't have names on each individual plant. So there we are, overall view, nice little raised area. Sometimes we have weddings here and small productions with a little orchestra, and the odd opera singer will be here doing a little number. But there are even some spots that you just stop and look. What we do every day is to make sure our vistas are very, very clear. And the vistas have the creating that wonderful effect of a scene within a scene. So you've got, when you look at it, you've got to say, oh yeah, that's a picture in itself. So when we're maintaining every day, we do, like, if we're going to take a picture with a camera, you just look in that spot, and that's what people enjoy. You can stop at the vista, and it's clear, and you can see through, and there's little flowers, vines hanging from the trees, and so on. So as you catch vistas, so all the way through there's a vista and there, and there's seats for picnics. And here are the flowers from a palm seed that would have burst this morning. And this needs showing off. But this was an ornament of the old Barclays Bank building. I need to dig it out and expose it. But when they took the building down, of course, I was tiny, and they were just thrown to the ground, so many were broken. But I found this one recently and stuck him there, but I am going to pull him out again. These are called breadfruit ferns, and look at the spores behind the fern's leaves. And down this way, nice places for picnics. And here's a statue of the hunter and a wonderful water lily. That's a water hyacinth, and that clots many of the waterways of the world. But when you zoom right in, it looks like an orchid. It's so delicious. Another little vista there with lion's head spouting water. And would you believe this works all day? The only time we stop is at night, and it runs through, and this plant lives here and puts its roots all down over the fountain. Pure water, rainwater. And look at this fabulous view from here again. Again, we'll go through eventually and do a little bit of trimming so you get a bit more. Never blocking it totally, but never leaving it fully open.